The difference walking outside today, Erica, compared to the past couple of days. The sun greets you. The wind hasn't been all that bad throughout the day. It's been a great Wednesday. I think we have one more really nice day ahead of us. Tomorrow we'll have much of the same. We've got more of those clear skies sitting over Arkansas and Oklahoma, but things will change by the end of the week. You've heard about those snow chances. They're still on the way, but a couple changes coming up. Here's what's new at 4. The whole system that's coming in is kind of going a little bit slower. The whole thing will probably be delayed as we're talking about timing. We'll talk about timing in just a moment and how that may impact some of our snow chances, but things are going to start to expand. The snow showers that you see over western Kansas, they'll grow a little bit, and then eventually they'll move into Arkansas and Oklahoma on Friday. So tonight we're good. We'll have clear skies. Tomorrow lots of sun as well, but then late tomorrow night and into Friday, that's when things will start to slowly ramp up. But we've just got to get that cold front in here. You know, it's only about 400 or something miles away, so it's going to be here before we know it. Let's talk about your Thursday forecast. We'll be right next to freezing tomorrow morning, so you may need a jacket in the morning. Not so much later into the afternoon, especially when you're in that sun. It's going to feel nice. Recess outside tomorrow will be in the low to mid 50s. Maybe a long sleeve could be okay. In the River Valley, we'll start next to freezing, maybe a little bit warmer, but then lots of sun, and we'll get to the low 60s throughout the afternoon. A beautiful Thursday is on the way. Soak it in, because then coming up Friday, got the chance of wintry weather. So far, it looks like the track has kind of slowly meandered off towards the north. We're still in that snow zone, but we may start to cut down a little bit on some of our snow totals, especially in the River Valley, as a few more raindrops try to mix in. Now, this pink color isn't ice. We're literally just talking about a mix of raindrops and snowflakes. And when that happens, you're really not able to accumulate anything because those raindrops melt the snowflakes, and so you just end up with wet roadways. Let's talk about the timing. This thing is a little bit more delayed. I think most of us in the morning may be okay. It may not be coming in till 9, 10 o'clock or so for Friday. So that morning commute, I think we're okay. Roads may even be just completely dry. But as we approach lunchtime and recess, we'll have a burst of midday snow across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. It'll start a little bit later in the River Valley with a little bit more raindrops mixing in at first. But I think throughout most of the early afternoon, we're pure snow. Now, that also means the evening has extended its snow chance. We basically have just taken our snow chance and scooted it down the timeline a little bit. So for that evening commute on Friday, we could still have some snow flying around. Here's the latest with that storm track. That cold front dives in. This is 9, 10 o'clock. We're just starting to get those first initial bands. The low pressure system still towards our south, but then we get that quick glance of some heavy wet snow there for a couple hours early into the afternoon, and we'll try to wrap things up just after the evening commute, and then most of the snow moves into central and eastern Arkansas, and this is just a quick mover. But let's talk about snowfall chances and accumulations. It's going to be a little bit less in the River Valley just because of the orientation of this whole thing. It's slanted northeast to southwest at first, but then over time, it starts to rotate, and it rotates faster on its southern end than its northern end, so the farther north you go, the snow bands are going to last longer. In the River Valley, it may not last as long, and that's why we're expecting mainly a dusting. This is new. A dusting of snow throughout the River Valley, 1 to 2 inches, mainly in northwest Arkansas, and throughout the mountains, maybe even Johnson County and Pope County. We could try to pick up just a little bit more. So we got a weather alert coming up on Friday. Once again, the morning will be okay, but then throughout the afternoon, snow will pick up. Quick burst. This isn't a long-lasting storm. In the River Valley, we'll start off with a mix, and the snow probably not really starting until about noon. But in the afternoon, Erica, we've got some snow chances on the way, but then we get those out of here, and the sun comes back this weekend.
But we are concerned, I guess, about the drive time home on Friday, especially Fridays. It seems like cars are out there longer and probably earlier in the afternoon, right?
Right, and I think bridges and overpasses, they'll likely become slick for that evening commute, so we'll have to keep our eye open.
Gotcha. Take your time. All right, thanks, Matt. Well, scientists